That's not.
I'm not here to testify. If those documents
Sir,
exist,
are you giving?
There's a lot of smart ass like do you yo, hey, you heard shit yet, man? This pastor is an asshole, bro. Listen now, he is an asshole.
Me
Jesus Christ, watch
documents
this.
in satisfaction of the subpoena deuces taken.
giving documents produced by JMMI in response to the subpoena, deuces tecum, that are responsive to your requests.
Nah, come on.
So how is it that
forehead,
you've
though.
responded to this request if you provided me no bank statements when we know that
Yo, it's me, man. I just cut this shit all the way off, man. If people are I digress.
there are wire transfers?
Because no bank statement, I'm told by another representative of JMMI, would reflect that it's a direct deposit from Deborah.
I know I said the video is an hour long, got 4 parts. This is very important. Sorry. This right here. I might start the video on this. This is important. Why? Old time you trolling, man. Why you showing, you know what I'm saying, black churches doing this and that, not white churches doing this and that? That's because black religion was, without going too far into it was our oppressors, our oppressors' way of telling us how life was and will be and should be. I'm gonna leave it at that. But y'all trying to tell me that this man got donations more than $1 million? It's just known. 1.4 something million dollar donations with no paper trail. My question is, does his congregation even know about this? Is he just doing this shit off the top? Right? That was my question. I knew this would happen next, but I was just saying, this is what I'm thinking at the time. I ain't even got through the whole video yet, bro. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, take him and replace him with your pastor and or minister in your church, and look at the mannerisms, the manipulation. I know you're on Grunt, man. Let me see something right now, man. Young Grunt. Shout out to Young Grunt, man. I want to break this shit down, man. Back to it, though.
For Frazier.
A wire deposit? Wire transfer? You don't think a bank statement would show a direct wire transfer?
I'm
from
not
one
here to
person?
testify. You can ask this witness questions. If you think there's more information available, then
All right, well, let me
you and
ask
I
it
can
this
discuss
way.
it off the record.
Let's ask it this way. Do you agree to provide any bank statements that would reference?
Ask the
Sir, I'm asking
deponent.
you. No. I'm asking you.
I'm not answering the question. You ask the witness.
Let me finish my question. Do you agree, pursuant to the subpoena, as his attorney?
Hey, man, once again, I'm laughing because I know that all this shit is just like, this is a theater, man. The whole world is a stage, so I can actually enjoy stuff like this knowing that I know that all this shit is really fake. It's like watching WWE. You think WWE the only place that has, like, come on, people. WWE is real. I'm telling you, man. That's why it's funny.
To provide me with bank statements that would show any and all wire transfers from Deborah Frazier to JMMI or David Taylor, the Apostle.
If they exist, yes. But I don't know that they exist.
All right, I understand, but bank statements regarding
You're doing a
wire
job.
transfers. And I understand that a deposit would be generic and not list on the bank statement who compiled that sum.
Council will look into wire transfers. I didn't make that specific inquiry because that.
It's kind of important, though. I mean, what you mean? You like, what? That's the first thing you're supposed to go to. Oh, man. You're a good-ass lawyer, man.
That's not what I'm asking.
Wasn't
I've moved
specifically
on.
asked for.
I've moved on. I'm asking, I want bank statements that show whenever Mrs. Frazier's check was deposited, even if it was among other checks. But if you can point to this bank statement and say Mrs. Frazier's money was deposited on this day with or without other people.
He wants to say something so bad. He wants to defend himself so bad, but don't worry. Oh, don't worry. The foot in the mouth is coming. But right now, he's just like, man, he's triggered. He's triggered. He's calm. He's passive aggressive. He is triggered. He's not even looking at her. He's not even bad. He's not even looking at her anymore. Now, he's looking at his lawyer. Like, bruh. She's still asking questions, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? Why she still asking me the same ass questions, bro? What's going on? Right? Like, bruh, come on. Like, You right here, bro. You just told her to ask me. You know what I'm saying?
I want those bank statements. You have any objection to that?
If they exist, I'll provide them.
Hey. I'm gonna get on a t-shirt. I'm gonna get on a t-shirt, bro. My bad. I'm gonna get on a t-shirt. If it exists. Hey, you see, y'all be thinking, man, like, politics is really funny when you think about it, man. Like, listen to the words that are being said right here. This is hilarious, man. Look what he just said. This is the way he just said it.
That's not what I'm asking.
Wasn't
I've moved
specifically
on.
asked for.
I've moved on. I'm asking, I want bank statements that show whenever Mrs. Frazier's check was deposited, even if it was among other checks. But if you can point to this bank statement and say Mrs. Frazier's money was deposited on this day with or without other people, I want those bank statements.
Listen to this.
Do you have any objection to that?
If they exist, I'll provide them.
Bro, he should have dropped. Hey. I don't know if there. I don't know if there were. That's crazy. I forgot about to say, man. That's crazy. If we, I'm starting using that shit, man. Like, got there, your girl cheating on you. She was like, okay, then you ain't gonna do this and that. Show me. Like, if it exists, I'll provide it. But only if it exists. If it exists, I'll provide it. But if it's not, I can't provide. I can't show you. I can't. Let me stop.
Well, you would acknowledge that if it was deposited,
All right.
there'd be some
Let's get it. What the fuck is going on? Am I freezing? No, I'm good.
statement, right?
Here we go.
There'd be something that would show that.
Most likely.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, we on here and we're talking. What is this? Is this just an awkward silence?
Okay, number 2, all records showing how Mrs. Deborah Frazier's donations to Joshua Media Ministries International, JMMI, and or any of its affiliates were spent in 2012, 13, and 14, including but not limited to canceled checks, invoices, check registers, bank statements, etc.
These are saying, basically, just show us anything like Jesus Christ, a receipt, a statement, a manifest. Just show us anything. That's all they want. But if it exists, you provide it.
In compliance with that request, what is it you say you're submitting?
I am not going to proceed this way. You have a deponent. You ask him questions. He's produced these documents. He can
You
answer.
handed them to me.
He can answer.
So I just want you to
JMMI
tell
handed them to me, and I handed them to you.
you represent JMMI.
I
You are the
understand.
attorney of record, and I'm asking you, in satisfaction of the subpoena, what documents are you saying reference number 2?
Okay, so I'm not too much to the legal mumbo jumbo when it comes to legal, but if you got a subpoena, now we know you got it because if you didn't get it, you'd be in jail. If you got a subpoena, you telling me you got it, and then look, you just, oh, okay, subpoena, okay, cool, and just didn't read through the subpoena. My 14-year-old, well, 13-year-old daughter could have figured that shit out, bro. Like, my 12, come on, man. What's going on here? This is back in 2017. I think it happened in 2012, 13, though. This is crazy. And I bet it still goes on, maybe even worse.
The ledger.
The ledger shows. Where's the ledger?
Is it another company? The ledger?
You're saying that the ledger you gave me somehow shows how her donations were used? Is that what you're saying? Because you said that was in compliance
I'm
with
not
number 1.
testifying to anything. You have a witness here who can testify what the
This
ledger
man ain't
will
got to say
reflect.
nothing.
Whether it will reflect income and outgo.
If he stays like
Pretty standard
this,
procedure in the beginning of a deposition to
About
go over with the
10 more
documents in
minutes.
compliance with the
if he stays like this, quiet, not a peep. For like 10 more minutes, they probably could have escaped that. But man, look at him. He can't hold it in, man. He cannot hold it in. He's ready to defend himself. He don't like the answers his lawyer are giving, you know what I'm saying, the interviewer. He's like, look, man, they want to know, they want to know. I ain't no snitch, but let them know, right? He wants to tell everything. He wants to explain himself. And it seems like his lawyer, in his best interest, is trying to keep him from putting a foot in his mouth. But in the end, like I said, eventually he will put a foot in his mouth. But like I said, 10 more minutes, it would have been good. Like 10 more minutes. Probably gotta get the hell on, get back on your private jet, blah, 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 blah. Right, let's get it.
Subpoena deuces take them, and to ask if you're submitting those in compliance with the various itemizations. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking you to testify.
Yes.
So you're saying that the ledger in and of itself will show how money was spent that Mrs. Frazier gave to Pastor Taylor.
Is that a yes? The ledger will reflect.
No, because we get money from a lot of other sources. So her money wasn't necessarily used in that, what she's trying to refer to. So that I
Okay,
can't.
so this is
Whoa. Are y'all even paying attention to what this man just said? I know y'all heard him. Y'all not listening, man. We need to grow up on this shit, man. Look. Listen to the question.
Okay, number 2, all records showing how Mrs. Deborah Frazier's donations, the Joshua Media Ministries International, JMMI, and or any of its affiliates were spent in 2012, 13, and 14, including but not limited to canceled checks, invoices, check registers, bank statements, etc. In compliance with that request, what is it you say you're submitting?
There's a lot of mumbo jumbo jargon. She basically just saying, hey, bro, just give us what we want. You can get the hell up out of here. He just does not. He can't do it. He cannot help himself. He wants to say something so bad. Look how you looking, man. He wants to make himself look good. Keep in mind, he's a preacher. So naturally, they got away with words. Preachers have a certain body language about them, right? They say that 85% of communication is nonverbal. So preachers know how to soak it in and use it and have the gift of gab to make people believe in something that they probably don't even believe in. This shit is crazy. Oh, this shit is crazy. Alright, man. Let's keep on going, man. Let's go.
I am not going to proceed this way. You have a deponent. You ask him questions. He's produced these documents. He can
you
answer.
handed them to me.
He can answer.
So I just want you to tell
JMMI handed them to me, and I handed them to you. We're
you
gonna
represent JMMI.
I
You are the
understand.
attorney of record, and I'm asking you, in satisfaction of the subpoena, what documents are you saying
Okay.
reference number 2?
the ledger.
The ledger shows. Where's the ledger?
This is crazy. This is crazy.
You're saying that the ledger you gave me somehow shows how her donations were used?
Right.
Is that
Once
what you're
again,
saying?
the
'Cause
same
you said
exact
that was in
question.
compliance
I'm
with
not
number 1,
testifying to anything. You have a witness here
Look,
who can testify.
let's fast forward so we
what
put a
the-
foot in his mouth.
including but not limited to emails, letters, and any laws of Joshua Media Ministries. It does. All I'm trying to make sure.
Ms. Ronayne, I am
no,
not
do not interrupt me.
JMMI.
He can
But
talk
it's not,
to his lawyer.
it's not appropriate for the client
He
to
can
be talking.
speak. The list is for 5,000 and over, and the court order. Okay. I'm sorry, let's go back to item number 1, where we're asking for bank statements Would you agree that when somebody does a direct wire transfer from their account to another account, that there would be a bank statement that would reflect that for the receiving party?
Of course.
Okay. And can you produce, consistent with the subpoena, the bank statements which show Deborah Frazier's wire transfers?
Yes, of course.
And do you want to tell me, is that
Now,
still the 30-day?
keep in mind, 25 minutes into the deposition, when I was skipping forward, I know I cut it out. When I was skipping forward, like around 18 minutes, it said something like to the, my bad.